5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
The 1988 Act provides for enhanced compensation for hit and run cases as well as for no fault liability cases full stop. It also provides for payment of compensation on proof of fault basis to extent of actual liability incurred which ultimately liability in accident cases full stop. It is found that the determination of compensation takes a long time full stop. According to information available in Delhi alone, there are 114 claims pending before the Motor Vehicle Accidents Tribunals as on 30 March 1989 full stop. Proposals have been made from time to time that the finalization of compensation claims would be greatly facilitated to the advantage of the claimant, the vehicle owner as well as the insurance company if a system of structured compensation can be introduced full stop stanza. Under such a system of structured compensation that is payable for different clauses of cases depending upon the age of the deceased, the monthly income at the time of death, the earning potential in the case of the minor, loss of income on account of loss of limb, etc. can be notified full stop. The affected party can then have the option of either accepting the lump sum compensation as is notified in the scheme of structured compensation or normal channels of pursuing his claim through the general insurance company with whom the matter was taken up is agreeable in principle to a scheme of structured compensation for settlement of claims on fault liability in respect of third party liability under chapter 11 of MV Act 1988 full stop stanza. They have suggested that the claimants should first file their claims with Motor Accident Claims Tribunal and then the insurers may be allowed 6 months time to confirm their prima facie liability subject to the defenses available under Motor Vehicles Act 1988 full stop. After such confirmations of prima facie liability by the insurers, claimants should be required to exercise their opinion that the conciliation under structured compensation formula within a stipulated time full stop. The recommendations of the review committee and representations from public were placed before the Transport Development Council for seeking their views pursuant whereto several sections were amended full stop stanza. Section 163A was inserted in the Act to provide for payment of compensation in motor accident cases in accordance with the second schedule providing for the structured formula which may be amended by the central government from time to time full stop. Section 140 of the Act dealt with interim compensation but by inserting section 163A the Parliament intended to provide for making of an award consisting of a predetermined sum without insisting on a long drawn trial or without proof of negligence in causing the accident full stop. The amendment was thus a deviation from the common law liability under the law of torts and was also in derogation of the provisions of the Fatal Accidents Act full stop. The Act and the rules framed by the state in no uncertain terms suggest that a new device was sought to be evolved so as to grant a quick and efficacious relief to the victim falling within the specified category full stop stanza. The heirs of the deceased or the victims in terms of the said provisions were assured of a speedy and effective remedy which was not available to the claimants under section 166 of the Act full stop. Chapter 11 was thus enacted for grant of immediate relief to a section of people whose annual income is not more than Rs 40,000 having regard to the fact that in terms of section 163A of the Act read with the second schedule appended thereto, compensation is to be paid on a structured formula not only having regard to the age of the victim and his income but also the other factors relevant therefore full stop. An award made thereunder therefore shall be in full and final settlement of the claim as would appear from the different columns contained in the second schedule appended to the Act full stop stanza. The same is not interim in nature full stop. The note appended to column 1 which deals with fatal accidents makes the position furthermore clear, stating from the total amount of compensation one third thereof is to be reduced in consideration of the expenses which the victim would have incurred towards maintaining himself had been alive full stop. This together with the other heads of the compensation as contained in column number 2 to 6 thereof leaves no manner of doubt that the Parliament intended to lay a comprehensive scheme for the purpose of grant of adequate compensation to a section of victims who would require the amount of compensation without fighting any protracted litigation, for providing that the accident occurred owing to negligence on the part of the driver of the motor vehicle or any other fault arising out of use of a motor vehicle full stop. The submission of learned counsel appearing on behalf of the appellants to the effect that sections 140 and 163A provide for similar scheme cannot be accepted for more than one reason full stop stanza. Payment of the amount in terms of section 140 of the Act is ad hoc in nature full stop. A claim made thereunder, as has been noticed herein before, is in addition to any other claim which may be made under any other law for the time being in force full stop. Section 163A of the Act does not contain any such provision full stop. Section 163A of the Act is interlinked with several sections of Chapter 11 and 12 thereof full stop. Section 140 imposes a liability upon the owner of the vehicle to pay compensation where death or permanent disablement of any person has resulted from accident arising out of the use of a motor vehicle full stop stanza. By reason of the said provision, a fixed sum is to be paid full stop. Subsection 4 of Section 140 provides that the claim for compensation under subsection 1 thereof shall not be defeated by reason of any wrongful act, neglect or default of the person in respect of whose death or permanent disablement the claim has been made, nor the quantum of compensation recoverable in respect of such death or permanent disablement be reduced on the basis of the share of such person in the responsibility for such death or permanent disablement full stop. Subsection 5 of Section 140 of the Act categorically provides that the obligation of the owner of the vehicle shall not be in derogation of any statutory law cast upon the owner of the vehicle to pay compensation under any other law for the time being in force, subject, however, to the condition as has been laid down in the proviso appended thereto, that the amount of such compensation to be given under any other law should be reduced from the amount of compensation payable thereunder, or section 163A full stop stanza. Section 163A, which has an overriding effect, provides for special provisions as to payment of compensation on structural formula basis full stop. Subsection 1 of Section 163A contains non-obstante clause in terms whereof the owner of the motor vehicle or the authorized insurer is liable to pay in the case of death or permanent disablement due to accident arising out of the use of motor vehicle compensation as indicated in the second schedule to the legal heirs or the victim as the case may be full stop. Subsection 2 of Section 163A is in pari materia with subsection 3 of Section 140 of the Act full stop.